Hey everybody, welcome to another Transformers Hasbro Pulse fan stream. We're excited to have you here today. We have a ton of stuff to cover. We know it's been a while since we've seen you. We definitely wanted to get in front of you as we're starting to hit the summer. We had to take a little break from our friends over on G.I. Joe with their Yojo June to just kind of cut in here a little bit and make sure Transformers gets a little bit of love as well. So with that, let me bring in Mark and Isabella, who are going to join me today from the franchise and design teams. Hey guys, great to have you here.
Good to be here.
Great to be here.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun time today. We got 13 total items to go through for product. Isabella's got a whole bunch of franchise updates. We'll have a pre-order at the end we'll talk about. And yeah, so I'm gonna turn it over to Isabella. She's gonna take you guys through some franchise updates, and then Mark and I will be back.
All righty. Thanks so much, Ben. Mark, I'll catch you in a little bit. Let's get this thing on the road. No pun intended. Sorry, I can't with the corniness. Well, are you ready? You, yes, I'm talking to you. Are you ready to become fully immersed into the world of Transformers? Because only you are going to be able to help Optimus Prime save the world from Megatron and the Decepticons in this all-new, super epic virtual reality game at Dave & Buster's. Get ready for Transformers Decepticon Invasion. So you're going to get to team up in this brand new virtual reality game with RC, the Dinobots, Bumblebee, or Ironhide for 4 completely different narratives. So you're going to want to play this game over and over again. I wanted to get us going with something really exciting off the bat today. So I've got a little sneak peek, just a tease of what's going to wait in this action-packed adventure. Let's take a quick look. Just jamming out to that vibe. So it's super sneak peek tease of what is now available at Dave & Buster's. So you guys should absolutely go check it out on your next game night, whenever you're feeling in the mood. And what's really cool about this particular experience is that Dave & Buster's virtual reality simulator combines visuals, audio, and movement. So you're fully transported into this epic battle between the Autobots and the Decepticons, where you become a part of the action and save the world. And one of the fun and super exciting things from a fan perspective is that for this game, we were able to bring in iconic Transformers talent like Greg Breger as Grimlock, and of course, the legends, Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, and Frank Welker as Megatron. So go check it out. I'm super stoked about it. I think that's going to be like my next Wednesday night activity, perhaps. So I'll see you there. And now for something completely different. I am also very thrilled that we have teamed up with Numbskull, some of you guys may recognize them, to bring Transformers to the Duck Pond. Yes, you did hear me right. I said Duck Pond. Optimus Prime and Megatron have joined the ever-growing range of Tubbs cosplaying collectible ducks. Look at how cute they are. Even as ducks, these legendary Transformers robots look quacking awesome in all their glorious detail. Optimus Prime will let nothing stand in his way to protect the world from the Decepticons, even in duck form. So these guys are designed and engineered by Numbskull Designs, and each figure stands approximately 9 centimeters tall, and they actually come in a collector's bathtub display box. Look at this guy. It's even got the Transformers logo. And I think we've got some images of Megatron as well. Yes, he is fully prepared to bring peace through tyranny to the Tubbs Duck Pond. Just like, look at how smug he looks in his little ducky tail. I can't. I'm actually so stoked for these guys. And I should also mention the display tubs are stackable so that you have a ton of different options for displaying. Or if you want to just take them out and, float them around in the bathtub with you, maybe don't do that. But you've got the option. All right, I've got one more overall update that I am really, really excited to talk to you guys about. I want to take it back, all the way back to G1. Let's get the nostalgia flowing for a product that I am personally so excited for. I can't wait to get my hands on one of these myself. It's Lego Optimus Prime. This is actually Hasbro's first ever collaboration with the Lego Group, and the design teams and engineers have created a fully converting Lego Optimus Prime, featuring both robot and his alt mode. This is one of the few Lego sets that can actually convert between two different modes without the need to rebuild it. And it's an absolutely massive set, including over, I think, 1,500 Lego pieces. In bot mode, Optimus Prime stands about 35 centimeters tall, and he's got a full 19 points of articulation to help with that conversion. He's modeled, of course, after the original G1 toy design, and the team really knocked it out of the park with this one. They've got some incredible attention to detail. Just look at this. You've got the Autobot matrix of leadership even, which can be stored inside Optimus Prime's chest chamber. And as you saw earlier, he's got his iconic ion blaster and an Energon axe. And the set also comes with a cute little Energon QB. And there's this super cool display plaque that I think we've got an image of. Yes. So you can set it up after you've done the entire build and are just able to admire your work with pride. What is cooler than this? I am so stoked for Lego Optimus Prime. I don't know about you guys, but this is one build that I'm not very good at Legos in general. I don't have the same kind of creativity and drive with puzzles overall to be able to spend that much time to put something so massive together. But this one, I want to give it a shot. Even if it takes me a full 6 months to complete, that's okay. We're going to make it happen. Well, those were the few franchise updates that I had for you today on the Transformers front. So I'm going to pass it back over to BMAC and Mark. But why don't we bring them back in? And guys, out of those 3 items, tell me, what are you excited about? What are you feeling today?
I mean, I love Lego. I grew up with it. I still have my tub of toys from when I was a kid. So I'm just like waiting to come into the office one day and there just be a Lego Optimus Prime waiting for me sitting there. And then I'm going to do absolutely no work and spend 6 hours building it. And that's going to be considered work for the day. So that's going to be awesome. But honestly, like super stoked. I'm glad we're doing that collab. I really hope that we get to do more with them. This has been a lot of fun. I know that it was a cool project, and I'm glad we're doing it.
Big shout out to Joe Kide, who used to be a TF designer, who actually worked on that Lego Optimus. I was extremely hyped when I heard that he worked on the Lego Optimus. That was just like the chef's kiss when I saw that, and I was just like so excited. So definitely a big shout out to him and the little rubber duckies, the Quacktastic, Megatron. I mean, come on now. You can't go wrong.
He's just got such a smug expression on his face, even with a duck bill. I mean,
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to get them for my daughter for bath time. Like, she'll totally play with them. It'll be hilarious. And like, she runs around the house with plushies from Transformers. So I'm just going to fully integrate her now. She can be that next generation for the next 40 years, and I'll have done my job leaving her with a legacy.
Yeah, I got to start him young. All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me crash the party, you guys. And
no problem.
I believe it is time for some toy-tastic news.
We're going to jump into some toys. Isabella will be back at the end. We have one last thing at the end we're going to show you. But for now, Mark and I are going to jump right in. So we know you guys are super excited for what we're doing. Our capsule this year at Walmart is Legacy Velocitron. We know you guys know this. We want to show you the entire capsule today. I am going to pre-warn you that this is not available for purchase until July, but we wanted to get out in front of it. We want to show you exactly what we got going on. We have some awesome images from our buddy Dave White, who always does our photos for us. We really kind of created its own world that's separate from everything else you guys have been seeing in Legacy. So with that, let's jump right into our first guy. We have Deluxe Class Blur. You should be able to see him here in bot mode. Let's talk about this a little bit, right? We got a comic universe head here.
We do. We have an IDW Blur. As you can see, is a partial off of our Studio Series 86 Blur mold that we made. This absolutely came out fantastic. I mean, for those of you who love the IDW comics, the Omni Spotlight on Blur, I forgot what year it came out, but it always kind of like hit me as how I picture Blur. And, you know, we try to capture his look. As you can see here, he has the new head with a little bit of that cocky smirk on there, which was a really nice treat to actually get a good expression on Blur's face. But you can see a lot of different parts here on this mold from the Blur mold that really, really shine. Really, the deco was a real treat to work on. As you can see, I actually have him in hand, and this blue, he's almost like a muted tones from the comic. So we tried to keep it as identical as possible. If you can kind of get that face in there. There we go. I'm so bad at this. Still bad at it after all these times we've been doing it. But you can see
that smirk is great though. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see some really nice paint applications here. Awesome. He does still come with his blaster and his little fuse mechanic kit. And you know, I wanted to actually I want to show you. I don't want to forget how gorgeous the packages are for all of these characters, because the illustrations and the actual package artwork for this is completely insane. But I do want to show you that he does come with his blaster and his little spark welder, and those will be in the tissue. So do not throw away this piece. The blaster, and for all these guys, will be inside the tissue, as you can see here, a little blaster right there. But anyways, yeah, this character came out great.
Yeah, we had to change some packaging stuff from what we were doing in Wave 1 of Legacy, and we wanted to make sure those accessories weren't accidentally falling out of the box with the new open window. So like that's why Mark's calling out. You'll actually see it with Wave 2 Legacy mainline as well when you guys start to get them. When you take that character off its back or flip it over, because that's where your accessories will be now. And then, yeah, let's check this guy out in bot mode. It's got all the fun. And you can see it here.
Ooh,
so again, Dave totally killed it. Like, we know that Velocitron is our flat blue planet in our Transformers universe. So we kind of built this racetrack theme, right? So their bot mode image is them like if they were getting a trading card and that was their pose, with that's going to have their full character bio. And then this is showing them on the racetrack and it has that Velocitron planet logo. We have the beautiful blue highlights and everything we did in this capsule. And then we're going to go back to the packaging in a minute and just really explain all that out too for you.
The Speedia 500. We're here. We're ready to race.
Good old Speedia 500.
We're ready to race. We're ready to see who's going to be the leader.
Whoever wins gets to.
We're gonna see who's the leader of Velocitron. Oh, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their picks.
I know who I'm rooting for, but it might be kind of hard because they're not actually kind of in the race.
I'm sure everyone has their picks, and everybody in this program, though, really plays an essential role in the story. And I think you're going to be very, very satisfied with a lot of these characters.
Perfect. So, all right, you want to hold that box up for me one more time? I want to talk about the box quick. Well, since you have it in hand. So as you can see here, I know the character's not in it now, but we're doing like a G1 kind of idea here, right? Because it's a race pack. We wanted to pack these characters out in vehicle mode, which is different from what you're seeing in our main line. So they will all come in vehicle mode, and you'll see them on the shelf that in that pack that harkens back to that 1980s feel with the header and the box and the character in there in vehicle mode. We will definitely have all that imagery for you when these go live in July. But yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, you killed it. Blue makes sense too. It's going to be at Walmart, right? So blue, it sets perfectly, and it'll look different than everything else Legacy on the shelf.
The packages came out beautiful. Shout out to Mario and Christina on their hard work as always on the packaging, because these things really sing, and to have them in vehicle mode in pack is something to witness. It's very, very awesome. It brings you back. It brings that good old G1 spirit back.
Perfect. So our next deluxe character we're going to roll into here is Burnout. She is a redeco with a new head. We have a lot of fun things going on here. I mean, who doesn't like a black vehicle? And then again, you can see on this image here, we have that like card front back where you'd get your profile there, and she's on that beautiful blue hue, which is supposed to be Velocitron with the Planet logo over her shoulder.
Yeah, this shot
And if you
really
want, we
makes
can-
her sing.
Yeah, it's Dave again always kills it. So if we can take a look at her in her vehicle mode quick, and you can just see what we got going on here. Again, it has that Energon axe on the racetrack, a little bit of a different profile we have going on here, so you can kind of get that zoomy feel going around the racetrack. And then we'll go to Mark, who's going to show you what's going on officially with it in hand.
Well, I actually I have her in pack, so that is how she will be packed out in vehicle mode, which is really,
Perfect.
really, really hits hard. So as you can see, she is a redeco of the Skids mold, but as you can see, she definitely is sporting a new head, and she has her battle mask on, which is really, really cool. Let me get out the robot mode here, and you can see these really, really nice deco hits on the shoulders that were very, very different from Skid's look. This is really, really paying homage to the old Diaclone black version of the Skids mold. For those of you who know that, I mean, you know how I'm really trying to finish out that Diaclone collection, and so she's really a nice placement for that black Skids mold. But the paint applications for it came out great. You can see we actually did get her tail lights as well. She really does sing, I'll tell you. This is a great toy, posable. She does still have the tinted sunroof as well on the car mode. And you could also notice that her wheels are actually in almost a rubber color that's different from the gloss black mold. So that actually is,
Nice.
kind of to dedicate
Premium
towards.
story. If you're going to be in a race, you need special new tires, right? Like that's what you got to do. You got to have that
Well,
extra
I mean,
grippy grip. So.
you gotta burn out those, you gotta burn out the rubber. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it's all about.
Especially when your name's Burnout, you got to have better tires. So you gotta make it. All right,
Who
so
else we got?
let's roll into the third deluxe here. We got the Lux Road Rocket, right? So who doesn't motorcycle? Obviously, in a race, they're fast. This shot, Dave got some really cool pose going on here. You can use that shield / two-piece weapon accessory of the Energon here in this mold, and it kind of has that throwing star idea going on. So you have a little bit of that motion of the throw. We're super excited to see how this shot came out. Mark was actually on site for this photo shoot and helped make this happen. It was great. And then if we want, we can look at the bot mode here, or the vehicle mode on the racetrack.
Ooh.
You can just see again kind of that profile that makes it look like it's zooming around the track, and super cool red motorcycle and Burnout. I mean, gotta have a bike in the race, right? Or sorry, Road Rocket, because I'm drawing a blank today.
Don't worry, because Road Rocket is your G2 superhero ninja, ready to take over. As you can see, she does sport the G2 logo there and on the product. But I mean, this is obviously a redeco of our RC mold. Hopefully, you guys have gotten that mold out there. But great new paint applications for this character, and like you were saying, the Shuriken star on the Energon blades. When you combine, you get that like nice ninja throwing star. But this is just a great character in general. Alt head is brand new, as you can see here, and decided to try to really, really make the original toy as much as I could from the inspiration of the shoulders with the wheels, and then even our face mask even has that nose that has the blue metallic paint op on it, and the blue metallic really, really shimmers in this mold. It really, really,
it
does
looks so good, right? Everything about this is great. And then, you showed the packaging there with that beautiful art that we keep having on all of this. So let's get into our fourth deluxe in the wave. We have Clamp Down, because obviously you got to have a supercar, right? And then you got some awesome deco options going on here. You can see the blaster in hand. You have all the articulation everybody has come to know and love, able to pose this character out exactly how you're going to want to. And then we can take a quick look at it in vehicle mode on the racetrack. Again, that's that little higher profile. You kind of, the camera's following it around the racetrack. You get to see the light bar on top. A lot of fun things going on here. So why don't you take us through this one?
Yeah, we'll take a look at that impact as well, because that really sings as well. I mean, Clampdown, yet again, trying to finish off that Diaclone collection there. This is a great redeco of the Earthrise Red Alert mold. As you can see here on the vehicle mode, there's some different paint applications here. And we also went with this smoked out windscreen, which is really cool, because you know what? The white on top actually matches very close to the molded white color, which, you know, I was a stickler on that. I tried to get it as close as possible, so I was very happy the factory ended up getting that. As you can see, translucent light bar, which is very clutch, and the Policia on the side. And he also has his emblems, his Cybertron police emblems, which is, you know, he's a Cybertronian security officer. And here he is in robot mode, and he is looking fantastic, ready for business. And you know what? I know some of you out there were wondering about the red, and the reason why his car parts are not red is because he's off of the Red Alert Earthrise mold. So I really wanted these guys to look different in every way, to try to be a nice team up. You know, you got your fire and rescue, and then you got your policia, you know? I mean, that's ready for action. That's what you need.
Yeah, I think it's great, right? Like, I mean, it's great. We're doing all these little mini collections. We're getting to fill them out. They make sense. And the other things we're doing, we're telling this Velocitron story. You crushed it on this one. And again, guys, I can attest, when Mark is like going back and forth and like those paint apps and stuff, like he is on it. Like, we have a Teams chat with all the designers, and he's like, "Oh, guys, check this out." And then like, "Oh, look, they nailed this." And it's a ton of love and excitement among our team as we work on all of these things. So super excited for how this turned out, and it looks great. But yeah, totally. Now you have your fire and rescue and police, like you said. It's perfect. All right, last deluxe in the Velocitron capsule. This one is probably my favorite, mainly because I really just love this character in general. I kind of wish that this person could win the race, but as you'll see here in this first image, we have Cosmos for you, who is actually kind of the flag bearer and the announcer for the race. So take us through Cosmos. I know Evan actually worked on this one. You're covering for him, but we know you love him too.
Well, yeah, I know. This is a wild item, because it started out with Lenny, and then it got handed to me, and then I worked out all the beginning of them, like the sculpt and everything, and then it went over to Evan for deco. But so a lot of people had their hands in on the mix, but this character just came out insane. A G1 version of Cosmos, and can you believe this guy was done in 3 molds? I can't, because it's mind blowing. It's completely
Yeah, let's take a look.
mind-blowing.
Let's look at the UFO mode quick here. You can see again has that checkered flag accessory on the blaster, so they can wave the flag at the end of the race. Has this perfect, awesome looking UFO mode. Super excited that we were able to find a home for Cosmos within the giant world of Legacy, but even more specifically here in Velocitron. So let's look at it in your hands. You take us through and show us what's up.
You know what? Actually, I'll show off the packaging first before I even get into that robot mode, which is spectacular. But he is packed out in UFO mode, which is that 50 style UFO mode, and you can see the illustration is just beefy and awesome. You know, he obviously would be the announcer of the race, because he has that super cool echoed out voice from the G1 series. I mean, I'm just so happy that we were able to get this character in the line where it was like, you know, able to be done.
It's also kind of unfair if he gets to just fly around, right? So he wouldn't really be racing against everybody else. He could just fly over them. So
I mean, look how big this guy is, though. I mean, you're getting some beef here. This is like, he is your chunky Cosmos that you used to see in the series, and I can't believe how well that he came out. And I got to say, the sculpt on him came out great. The paint applications are there. We tried to match that yellow over the dark green as much as possible, of course. But as you can see here, this is what's great about this accessory right here. Like, don't get me wrong, like, checkered flag is cool for the Speedia 500 race. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe actually you want to flip it around, and maybe good old Cosmos here is surrendering and he's got the white flag. Or what's even better is you can pop out that piece, and you know what? Cosmos is an Autobot, so he will fight some Decepticons when he's ready for battle. So as you can see here, it duels as a blaster weapon, which is fantastic. I mean, the original G1 Minibot didn't have a weapon. It's great to give Cosmos a nice weapon because,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, communications officer along with blaster, like, I get it, but all Autobots should have arsenal ready to fight whenever Optimus calls them.
And you can do it both ways, right? You can use the white flag, draws the Decepticons in, flips that thing around, kicks the flag off, starts beating Decepticon Betty. But it'll be fantastic. It's a perfect inclusion for sure. We're very excited to have Cosmos. So that takes care of all the deluxe in the Velocitron. So we're going to move into the Voyager. We have 2 of these for you. We're going to start off with our vehicle, like when everybody crashes, because, right, we've all watched a NASCAR race before. They happen. So we have Road Hauler in his beautiful green glory. You can see here has all the different accessories, the fire hose hand, the grapple that'll be on there. So you can do some fun pose outs with this when you get it. And then we'll take a look at it here in vehicle mode. You can see it has that extendable arm with hook, and it has that blaster that stores on the side. We didn't put this one in like the racing mode because he's not really part of the race per se. Like a hauling wrecker vehicle isn't really going to win a race so much. So we wanted to include some way to deal with debris so those who were racing can finish the race. So why don't you show us up what's going on with Road Hauler here?
I mean, he'll finish the race. Don't count him out. You know what I mean? Like, he'll definitely finish the race for sure, but he's definitely on staff just in case any insanity happens on the racetrack, which I'm sure is going to. As you can see here, it's that awesome grapple inferno mold. Let me slide this guy out. Great paint application. Sam was able to actually do the colors for this guy, and he came out spectacular. I think he's a really nice component to your collection that you really don't have. I mean, you're talking about a Constructicon that went rogue and went to the Autobot side. I mean, really, you can't go wrong, really. I mean, you need him. And he's got that awesome new head sculpt there that we have not released yet, which is screaming ready for battle.
New head sculpt. And I'm a sucker for anything like lime shot green, like the, Devastator is one of my favorite. Everybody knows I'm a Decepticon for life, but I'm going to have to get a grapple, even though he's an Autobot now. I have to get it.
I mean, these, like anything that lime colored green in Transformer Land, if it's a robot and it's lime green, we love it. That's how that goes.
Like, I've always wanted the new Dodge Challenger in that lime green, and I want to put the purple stripe on it and like hide it as a Constructicon, like in a normal everyday life. I can't afford one, but I've always wanted one since they came back out. All right. So our other Voyager in the capsule, we have Override. We know you guys have kind of seen this, but we're going to take you through, show you here in bot mode. Just looks totally fierce standing there in its pose, like ready to just, again, kick some butt. And then let's take a look at this vehicle mode. This is probably it's, got that Batmobile fast racing, just going to absolutely win. How is this technology allowed in the race field to it, right? So let's see what you got going on here in hand.
Whew, look at her running in right here. I mean, this is your leader of Velocitron, obviously holding some serious weight in this race here. I mean, so this is a brand new mold. We had this crazy plan. Shout out to Otaku-san and Takara Tomy on Cosmos and on Override. Absolutely blew my mind on both of these characters. As you can see here, pretty accurate vehicle mode from the old Cybertron series that she was featured in, and great paint applications. They do sing. You see that design. That design on the front was really, really difficult to get, but we got it. She does have the translucent ruby red wheels with the gold metallic rims. Great articulation. Now, I mean, let's talk about this. This is something that, I know a lot of pet peeves out there for the old light piping. Now, she did have light piping here, but it was red. It was in the red mold. So I went through the the labor, and I tried to get a blue tint onto the red tint to still keep the light piping, and it just seemed like the eyes were not really singing. So we ended up painting them the metallic blue, and we lost the light pipe on her, but it really makes the head sculpt sing. So I mean, this is, like I said, a brand new mold. Great articulation, great sculpt detail, and she really does make it happen. So I hope.
Yeah, and like that head mold is so different from like a lot of everything else we do in Transformers, right? Like it sings to being from Cybertron universe, and like it just looks different, which is great, which is what we're trying to do here in Legacy. Like we are bringing all these characters from those different universes together. So we definitely are excited that she's in the line here, finishing out our Voyager scale Velocitron.
Size comparison, yeah. I mean, it really is. And what we're talking about is Legacy here. We're dipping back in. We're getting all the crazy animation continuities, and we're getting them to assemble this crazy Expedia 500 race for Velocitron. I mean, that's what Legacy is all about, and I'm so glad that we were able to get these kinds of characters that haven't had good updates in a long time.
And then speaking of going to different universes, our leader in Velocitron, we're dipping into another universe, right? We have Robots in Disguise from 2001. We know that you knew this was coming before it even got out there. Like you saw Laser Prime, everybody the next day on socials, we saw it. You all redecoed it, digibashed it, you did your things. You got Scourge out there. You knew it was coming. We're super excited that we had a home for him, whether you call him Black Convoy or Scourge, depends on where in the world you live and what animation version you were watching of this show. But you can see this update to Scourge here, got that new head, just absolutely menacing, the bright pinks, purples, reddish of the accessories. And then you can see here in vehicle mode, has that beautiful trailer, is actually, in terms of like story, how we were developing in our heads, is in the race as kind of like the one making sure the Decepticons are going to win the race and just like messing with all the Autobots, because Scourge is that ultimate badass guy. So yeah, Mark, why don't you show us all the updates we got going on with Scourge compared to Laser Prime?
We first gotta glorify here this illustration, which is fantastic. I mean, the boxes are just kind of mind-blowing. When I first saw them, I was just like,
the only thing to call out here, again, this is kind of just has to do with price point and protection. This one is closed box because it's a leader scale, which you've seen that we're doing in the mainline Legacy. We're also doing it in Studio Series. Once we get to that certain threshold point, we want to make sure you guys are spending good money on this, that it shows up protected and nothing could possibly get out of the box on you.
So as this guy barrels through Autobots on the track, you can see his nice gleaming silver paint-opted oil rig in the back. I mean, this Scourge mold, like obviously the G2 Laser Prime mold we were going to make Scourge. Like, why wouldn't you do that? But I mean, he has everything that the G2 Laser Prime mold does. Shout out to Sam. He ended up working on this guy. And let me talk about this this almost iridescent tint magenta color that came out for the actual clear parts, and with his light piping. Man, it really sinks. The color scheme for Scourge is always really stuck in my head, I think, as everybody else's head as well. You can see also the G2 logos here that are upside down, featured in the animation. I was a stickler on that. I tried to definitely keep that. I was harassing Sam to keep that.
Can attest, Mark brought it up every time he looked at the characters, like 100% you have to do this. And then like talking back to your color thing, right? Like that lighter teal color just looks absolutely sick against that black. In the
Yeah,
design
and
area.
you know what?
It's a great
These
product for sure.
I I love these tampos that Sam put on the front of the rig. It just gives you that really, really awesome like hint of a real oil rig. It's really cool. He does also come with copy of the Matrix. Obviously, it's not the real one, but it's in there. You get the Matrix. It's a copy.
Perfect. He has.
Evil copy. It's an evil copy.
So now you can start building out your Matrix collection. That'll be the ultimate collector goal of Legacy, right? How many Matrices can you get across all of everything in this line? You have to find out. Like
That would
maybe I
be
kind of hinted that maybe there's more Matrixes are coming somewhere within Transformers land without me actually saying more Matrixes are coming within Transformers land. Who knows?
it would be really cool though to have a social post of all the matrices like next to each other, all the different colors that we've done over the years. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's a good. We got 40th anniversary coming up, right? So that's a good thing to target. We'll have to look at that.
Yeah, like that.
Maybe that'll be its own whole book. Matrixes through the year. Here's how it's changed, and here where we got back to. That could be a lot of fun. All right.
Oh, you know what?
So,
I didn't even-
you got more. You got more.
Well, I forgot. I kind of wanted to show off the old IDW Cosmos compared to the new Cosmos, just to show you the scale, like of how insane this mold is. I mean, come on,
Oh, yeah.
look at it, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a great toy. This old Cosmos, like the IDW Cosmos, is really sweet. But just to give you a scale comparison, I brought it out. I definitely wanted to show it because I know people are going to want to see it.
Perfect. All right. So that takes care of Velocitron. Again, it is 5 Deluxe, 2 Voyager, and 1 Leader. This capsule is going to be super fun. I'm super excited we're doing it. Again, those packages look absolutely beautiful on shelf. I can't wait for people to see them and just kind of have them in their collection. For those of you that collect mint and box, it's going to be awesome. That's me. I'm the guy that collects mint and box. My whole office is all packaging. I have like 6 open toys. I do like them. I really enjoy the whole process. And again, Mario and Christina are absolutely killing it, as well as Amy on our team. Like they've all worked across this capsule and they just make these things sing. So I like to keep that and look at it in its entirety. All right. So we revealed back on 5/13, which happened to be Top Gun Day, that we are bringing back our Top Gun collab item. You did call out a few different things here. You can see here in the first image with the blasters in hand, and then in the second image, you see it here in jet mode with the motorcycle in front of it. We got that comment. Hey, where's the volleyball? Where's the hands? So the deal is this. We wanted to keep the Comic-Con exclusivity the way it was around the Comic-Con item. We know a lot of people had difficulty getting it because that was when COVID was going on. So with the movie getting pushed out 2 years, it allowed us to also have another point to bring it out. Paramount asked us to also bring it out again to create buzz around the movie. So we did that. We also, I have it here in hand, updated the packaging a little. You can see we fixed that movie date here on the pack to actually say 2022. We fixed it on the back as well. And we updated the collab logo to have that 2022 on it. So again, differentiation point between what we did at Comic-Con 2 years ago. Giving those of you who are now also new fans, maybe you guys didn't ever see the first Top Gun movie, but now it's a summer blockbuster and you're like, hey, I went to go see this movie. Can attest that I just haven't had a minute myself to go and see it yet. I hear it's amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping maybe this weekend I'll finally have some time to go and see it because I loved the original Top Gun. I probably watched it once a month for like 5 years growing up. It's just a great movie. I loved it. So I'm super excited we got to get this back in fans' hands a second time.
Yeah, for sure. Because I actually got a chance to work on the helmet design for that character for the Maverick. John Warden actually worked on that, but that was when I was just coming onto the brand as a designer, where he was throwing me a couple of projects here and there. I actually got to do the helmet on that guy. It came out really cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
It's almost like your model shop experience was like perfectly formatted to be able to go and create this flight helmet or something. Like maybe you could have done this in real life, right?
I definitely need a helmet in real life for sure.
We should get you a flight helmet. We'll do it all Transformers style. Another 40th anniversary thing to go after, right? So, all right. So we have 3 more Walmart reveals for you. These are going to go to that Walmart CollectorCon event in July. We just wanted to reveal them quick here. We have some images we're going to put up on the screen between Mark and I. So first off, we have G1 Thundercracker. You can see him here being kind of cocky, no blasters. We have another shot of him in his action shot. You can see those blast effects that will come with him. Again, red being our non-converting, highly articulated line. And then here you can see that back shot, something we don't typically show off on our converting robots, but something that is definitely worth noting on these figures because you have that fully detailed, no kibble, perfect animation representation of the character. And then lastly, let's take a look at the packaging. I believe this is the first time anybody outside of the company is seeing that we are going closed box on these with our plastic-free initiative. So we're closing up that front of the box, putting a nice big illustration on there. You can't see it in this image, but on the side, we have also done, it's a digital render of the side panel where you used to see the all the accessories. And then the back shows all the different things you got going on here. So G1 Thundercracker. I mean, how could you not, right? We have the Seeker mold. You got to do Thundercracker.
I mean, shout out to Brian Parrish. He designs on those red figures, and I know that one's just probably a redeco of the Starscream mold. Does he come with any new accessories? Maybe he does. What do you think about that?
I don't.
Accessories?
I don't remember, honestly, if there was anything new. I know the colors are a little different from Starscream. We have to have him on at some point. We were just trying to get out ahead of this and let you guys all know about these items so you can start budgeting because we know Comic-Con's coming, Walmart-Con's coming. It's going to be a busy July. We want you guys to know ahead of time as best we can what you need to get when you're going to get it, rather than it being a surprise and being like, oh, he does look great.
He looks great. I mean, the Sunbow animation cartoon colors. I mean, another Seeker in the army, highly articulate, posable figure. I mean, sign me up, man. When am I getting my copy?
As soon as I get mine at some point. I actually haven't. All I saw was the one when Dave was posing out for the photos. It's the first one I had seen. All right, so these next two characters actually come from the same universe. You guys absolutely loved when we did Prime RC, so we knew we had to do more Transformers Prime characters. So obviously, if we're in Prime, we have to do the Prime himself, Optimus Prime. You can see him here. He has those swords that come out of his arm when he goes into battle. In this next image here, it's a little bit more of a close-up. You can see that he comes with the matrix that comes out of the chest, also has that alternate head, so you can have the two different face plates there. Battle mask, no battle mask. And then you can see this back shot has all that detail you would see in the animation, again, holding up the matrix and looks totally accurate to that cartoon. I love Transformers Prime back when we had the hub. It was great. And then again, you can see here this closed box packaging with that beautiful illustration here. We're not showing you all the accessories. This artwork kind of gives it away. He does come with the hands that swap into the blasters as well. So there's a lot going on in this package. Obviously, another Optimus Prime is always welcome. As we know, there are those of you who just only collect Optimus Prime, and that's fantastic. And we love you for it, and that's why we keep making you things. But I love Transformers Prime. I'm super excited this is coming. We know that this line is a great way to get those Prime characters to you in the way you want them, in their screen accurate look.
Well, yeah, that's the key. That's the key about the red line. It really doesn't force you to have any kind of vehicle parts hanging off of the characters at all. So some of the animation, obviously, models have lose some of that truck, those truck parts that you need to transform. So it's really nice to get a screen accurate figure that's highly articulate.
But you mean
posable,
they
nice
cheat in the
paint apps.
animation and it's not perfectly accurate in converting? Come on.
So I did notice that there was quite a bit of an awesome sculpt detail on the inside of Optimus's chest when he was taking out the Matrix. That looks very, very tasty to me. I was digging. Yeah, there it is. That especially the head not having the battle mask. I mean, it's just so much prevalent in that series, like when he's just talking, and it's just that picture is really speaking to me right now.
Yeah, the character itself is fantastic. Although not gonna lie, this last one we're gonna show you here is actually probably my favorite. Again, because I love the Decepticons, and I actually just think this character in Prime was so menacing and absolutely evil. And being voiced by Frank just made everything about this character perfect, fantastic for me. So let's take a look at Megatron with his smug face, walking all like, I will just end you here. Has his sword sticking out underneath his fusion cannon, has those insane spikes for shoulder blades. I love everything about Megatron in this series. Let's take a look with the lightning accessory on as well. So he has all that beautiful posability. It comes with this like dark energon that you can put on that blade. It slides right on. It's super beautiful looking. I did actually get to see this one in person. Again, I love everything about Megatron. And then like, let's take a look at the back of him. Has that super detail. You can see they went all out on this to just like really make it so you could do anything you want when you're taking those photos that we check out on the socials all the time. And it just looks absolutely great. And then you look at the packaging, you can see he looks menacing on the box too, right? And then you get the fusion cannon with the glow, because what's Megatron without a fusion cannon, right? He's just absolutely incredible. And I'm so excited we get to do more Prime characters.
Chills.
And yeah, I love Megatron.
The chills, dude, I'm getting the chills. Like when you hear Frank Welker speak in Megatron's voice, it sends chills up your spine. I mean, that figure is really doing it for me. I like the little hint of dark energon in there. I do appreciate that greatly. I mean, he carries the whole series, makes it completely amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bumblebee is really good in it as well, but wow, that Megatron in that series is just
and I mean they nail Starscream in that series too, right? Like he's the buffoon he needs to be, and Knockout super menacing, but we have that beautiful Knockout legacy. He's actually hiding over here. We have a lot of Prime was a great show. It was a great comeback. It was like that cadence, right? You had G1, which was awesome, and then you had Beast Wars that came out next. That was kind of that like revitalization, and then Prime kind of got to do that again for another generation of fans, and it was at the time like the most expensive animation we had ever made, and it just came out beautiful, and it was fantastic, and I love it. I still watch it.
Don't forget for our Armada fans and our Energon fans and our Cybertron fans out there, even the Transformers animated, don't worry, we didn't forget about any of those either.
We did not. We look at all the universes. There is stuff coming there. I missed out on those in the middle. That in my point of my life, I was in college and I was, traveling, being a tour manager. So like, I kind of missed all of that stuff going on. It was just that point. I'm catching up now. I'm like halfway through season 2 of Armada, just being like, this was really cool. I'm sad I missed this when it happened. So very excited to be studying it to understand like what's possible within Legacy as we continue to develop in the line. So let's bring Isabella back in. We'll recap those 12 items. I'm sure everybody's counting. I know I said 13. So that must mean we have one more, right? So of the 12 we just went through, Isabella, what was your favorite? Like who from Velocitron or Red are you rushing up?
Oh my God. It's going to be so hard to, I love all things ninja. So I think Road Rocket is way up there for me. Plus like with the, you guys showed them off the really cool Shuriken Energon throwing stars. It was such a cool accessory. So Road Rocket is going to be pretty high up there, but then I also got to jump on this Transformers Prime Red Series train right here. The box art for both of those, for both Optimus Prime and Megatron, were absolutely stunning, and just the detail on the entirety of each of the figures. I love that you can open Optimus Prime's chest and you got another Matrix in there, another Matrix of leadership. I think that's definitely going to have to be a fun a counter, right? But yeah, it's so hard to choose. You guys have there's just an incredible wealth of amazing product coming out. My poor wallet. Yes. Oh, look at that badassery.
All of her glory. Yeah. Oh, hey now.
So it's so cool. I'm a sucker for anything ninja related. So she is up there.
All right. So 12 items. Those items, again, they'll all be available for pre-order in July for Walmart for their Walmart CollectorCon. Keep an eye on their socials. They'll be making their announcement of when those will be available. We wanted to get them out in front of there, so now they can help like also promote with those images, so everybody can really know like they're honing in on doing a big Transformers event around their CollectorCon in July. So last item of the day. This is the item you will be able to pre-order this afternoon. 1 p.m. Eastern time on Pulse for premium members, 2 p.m. for everybody else. I'm guessing you probably have an idea of what this might be because pretty much every time we do a fan stream, we do a Pulse exclusive. We started doing Shattered Glass a couple months ago. Mark and Rachel did the first one. We did the second one, which was Blaster via Social, who is absolutely beautiful, and I stare at him all the time from the FEP in the office, and I love the colors on it. But we have Slicer, right? So let's check out Slicer in bot mode here, commonly known as Wheeljack in the regular universe, but known as Slicer here in Shattered Glass. So this is Slicer in bot mode. Let's check out the vehicle mode next. Again, these are the renders because Mark literally has the only FEP in the building currently. We're getting the ones so we can get some shots done for you. So you see it here in this beautiful blue with the deco there in vehicle mode. We're going to check him out. He also comes with a weaponizer, so you can do a little bit of armoring up here, right? So you get to pull that weaponizer apart, make Slicer that much more tough guy, helps out here. Mark's going to explain a little bit more about why this is included when we get to the in hand. Next image here, let's show how you can turn that weaponizer into this massive weapon. And this will play along with those of you who bought the Gen Selects Titan Black Zarek. Again, Mark will cover that when he is back up talking to you because he will do it more justice than me. This next image shows that you can also put the weaponizer into buggy mode. You might be understanding a little bit where we're going with the Slicer here after seeing this. The next image just shows you all the different parts here in the weaponizer. This will be on the backpack so you can see exactly what pieces you're getting. For those of you who have been buying all of the weaponizers and fossilizers, doing this parts building, we do see all those images. They're fantastic. We're so excited that you guys are able to create. Blows our mind. And then you can check out the weaponizer here in bot mode, just so you can see that you actually get 2 full characters in this pack from Shattered Glass, right? So Mark, why don't you, for those who aren't super versed in all of our toys from the day, give them a little show of what we got going on.
Well, let's start off with this gorgeous packaging, as I've been with all of these characters, because this is some of the best packaging I've seen come out of the Transformers brand, in my opinion. I absolutely love these Shattered Glass packages. So in love with them, but the fact that we're going to bring in another Action Master and give him his little exosuit buggy mode that you can make that is totally reminiscent of the Action Master. I had a bunch of different builds for this, but I'm really, really glad as to where we ended up on this. I'll definitely be posting more about this build so you guys can give your Slicer his little dune buggy mode. But I mean, let's talk about the weaponizer first, which was, as you know, it's the fast track mold. But as we talked, that the fast track mold and the Roy Rachi mold makes the spear mode for your Black Zarok and your Scorponok. So for those of you who've got the Black Zarok, you can actually use this guy to make his red spear if you didn't want to use the red spear that actually came with him, which was a nice added bonus for this guy to exist. But it really does happen to exist for the exosuit mode for Slicer, which you can obviously do all kinds of different modifications and builds and everything else that we've been seeing out there in the fandom. But I mean, you could call him your Shattered Glass Roy Rachi or Roy Ritchie if you really want to. But here is Slicer. He's got amazing paint applications that came out incredibly clean, red tint. And the beautiful thing about this mold, he does come with something new. What did we do that's new? Is his 2 blaster weapons that are actually in translucent clear, which are the red ruby clear. And as you can see in a vehicle mode, there's articulation with the blasters that you can actually wrap around the vehicle, which is absolutely sick. This vehicle is just completely bananas. It's so bananas.
I mean, Crushed it. You crushed it. I mean, all of Shattered Glass, 100%. All three of us here, like, we love it. We're all involved in some capacity on it. So speaking of being involved in some capacity on it, Isabella's going to show us. Obviously, it's a Pulse thing, so there's got to be a comic with it, right? And you have you got to show it off. Maybe we're going to tease them a little longer.
Can't forget the comic books. You didn't think I would let you get away without talking about comics. Come on. Oh, there he is.
Wow.
This is our Pulse exclusive variant cover. Just look at that. In this artwork, on the box art, in the toy itself, Slicer's colors are absolutely incredible. They're stunning, and it so starkly contrasts with Wheeljack's traditional colors, right, in a non-Shattered Glass universe. So it's just a cool thing for me. I mean, look how epic he looks breaking through that glass. We're into the alternate dimension reality here. It's so epic. So just to give you guys a little bit of a teaser, in this particular issue, Slicer gets tasked with what we might say is the war's most important mission: infiltrate Goldbug's camp around Metroplex to sabotage his plans and do maybe a little bit of recon gathering for Ultra Magnus. But the bot that controls the Titan wins the war, right? So Slicer's going to end up against some bigger problems than just that. And Soundwave will give voice to all those problems. So I'm really excited for you guys to be able to pre-order this toy and to get your hands on the comic as well, because it's going to just be a spectacular issue. And you have to do both. You got to have the story to go along with the product. Look at how glorious he looks. Just the coloration on this guy. And Mark, what you were saying with the ruby red translucence, for the blast is so cool.
I just like the fact that he comes with the Shattered Glass Richie, and he actually does have like a dagger blade that you can actually give Slicer, so he can like really make his name happen.
Ultimately mess up people.
Definitely note that he does have the Decepticon symbol, but we actually made it in a little bit of a hot pink color, which is really, really reminiscent of our Action Master series. And I also wanted to give you this comparison because if you collected from our Golden Disc collection, Mr. Jackpot here, you can actually have two Action Masters here, which are really sweet.
Oh man, more mini collections. Mark and his mini collections, guys. It's never going to end. We promise. We're working on finishing them. But as we explore all of Legacy, they just get a little more diverse because we have fans for 40 years that we have to, get to, right?
There's
in
so
the
much.
golden
There's
age,
just so
as
much
we
out
hear
there
from our fans
so much. There's just so
of Transformers
much.
generations. It's so much. But yeah. So this is great. Love the comic cover. Love every time Casey does these for us. It's fantastic. So speaking of comics, one thing to wrap up here. We know you heard it from the G.I. Joe team. We know you heard it from the Marvel team. Transformers will also be going to Comic-Con as part of the Hasbro Pulse booth. We will have toy expressions. We will have a franchise moment for you. In particular for Legacy, if you pay attention to the mainline reveals we do, then we always have that first image be the character coming out of the portal. We have that photo op for you in booth. You come stand in front of the portal. You get to enter the world of Legacy. That's going to be a lot of fun. So come join Evan and I. We will be there from the toy team. Isabella is going to be joining us from the franchise team. It'll actually be the first time the two of us get to meet in person. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have Comic-Con be an in-person event again.
It'll be great. The booth is going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's going to have fun. We're looking forward to finally seeing fans in person again. Mark actually is going to be on his honeymoon, so congratulate him on that. He doesn't get to join me at Comic-Con. He actually gets to have a little time off. Much well-deserved. Super excited for him, and congrats, obviously, on your getting married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So let's recap those 12 items for all at Walmart CollectorCon in July. Pay attention to the Walmart sites. We will also amplify when those become available. This Shattered Glass item, again, today, 1 p.m. Eastern on Hasbro Pulse for Pulse Premium members, 2 p.m. for everybody else. As always, like, subscribe, follow on the socials at Transformer Official for us, at Hasbro Pulse for Hasbro. Hit that ding so you know when we're going live. You know Mark and I are available on Instagram as well. We always try to get some stuff out there, those behind the scenes. And then, we look forward to seeing everybody at the next one. And we look forward to seeing those of you who are coming to join us in Comic-Con in person. So until next time, that's going to do it for us on the Transformers team. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Till all are one.